Welcome back, rockers. This is Jessica Rendon of New York City's rock band Honey Trap on the second episode of the B-side of Rock. Today we're going to be covering rehearsals, rehearsal spaces, and the importance of going to open jams.
Hey guys, it's Jessica from Honey Trap. I'm back looking a little crazy this morning, but it's Tuesday morning. And one thing I'm going to do before rehearsal that you need to do daily and definitely work into your schedule somehow if you want to be in an active band is exercise. You got to exercise regularly. You'll see the importance of it when you're on stage. You want to be able to move around a lot and really keep the audience captivated. If you're out of shape, you're going to lose your movement, you're going to lose your being comfortable on stage. So definitely make sure you exercise. Heading down there now.
Lila likes to work out with me.
Today is Tuesday, so that was chest for weights and then also yoga, and tonight is martial arts. On my way to martial arts class for some Jakey D and Kali at Newbury Martial Arts Academy. We've been going there for 10 plus years, I think now, 10 years. And awesome school, check them out. They've been open for more than 22 years. If you live in Queens, come by. Hey guys, we're at rehearsal now in Honey Trap Studio. Just got out of martial arts class looking pretty grungy, but hey, this video is all about grunge bands, garage bands, and we do play actually in a garage. It used to be an airplane repair garage, and now it's a lawnmower snowblower repair garage. But yeah, this is our space, our little bee behind us, and the guys there. Angel getting ready on bass. Manash on the drums. It's a small space, but it's quaint and cute, and it fits the purpose. So Manash is actually our, what number drummer, Angel?
What number? We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You need 2 hands.
5, 6. You're 7th drummer.
Oh, Vasilios is here.
That's like the people rotation too.
That's like 7th wonder.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Vasilios!
Smells like weed.
It's not us, I swear. It was that guy. Drugs kill children. Don't do drugs. Guys, this is Vasilios, our guitarist,
Hello.
wearing his Johnny Cash shirt.
Oh shit!
Oh, nah.
Before you have rehearsal, make a point the rehearsal before or text everybody to plan what you're going to work on. If you go into rehearsal with, a plan in mind, then you get a lot more done. Figure out what's the most important thing to work on, because like I said, we like to hang out, we like to have a couple drinks and shoot the shit. These guys are my best friends and family, but it is important. You still want to make the most of your time because everybody's got to work the next day, you got school, so you gotta make the most of your time. So we have Carry On 2019 coming up. So right now we're really getting our set down. We have some specific songs that are a bit harder than others, so we want to run those more than the other ones. But prioritize and get a list together of what you want people to work on so that they come to rehearsal prepared. Because the worst thing is, sitting around, a couple people are prepared, other people are like, well, I didn't really have a chance to listen to that song. Make sure everybody's on the same page. And if you're just gonna work on 2 songs for rehearsal, just work on 2 songs. Don't try to cover a lot of material. It's better to get a couple songs down really tight than just briefly run through a bunch of songs. So prioritize, make a list, and plan your next rehearsal. So another really important thing to keep in mind when you're looking to get a rehearsal studio is to get a monthly rehearsal studio versus an hourly rehearsal studio. Hourly rehearsal studios, you usually have to use the gear that's in there, which is usually pretty crappy. Everybody's been banging the hell out of it and they don't care about it because it's not their gear. In this clip of rehearsal, we're performing a couple of cover songs, so check that out in our playlist of rehearsals, and it's the song Promise by Slash featuring Chris Cornell and Outshined.
I need chips. Wow.
Hey guys, this is Jessica from Honey Trap, back on Wednesday watching my friends' kiddos, Gwendolyn and Landon and Bennett. And I forgot to tell you last night about the details of monthly spots versus hourly spots. Hourly spaces in New York usually go for about $12 to $15 an hour. If you get a monthly spot, you shouldn't be getting charged more. I mean, if it's a square room, talking like 16 by 16 feet, you shouldn't be getting charged more than $6.50, depending on. Make sure you have an AC too. That's definitely something that they should give you with the room. All right, and make sure you're not getting overcharged and be smart about your purchases. You should definitely try to rehearse 2 times or more a week. So do the math. It's worth having a monthly spot. You get to use your own gear and you don't have a share. Some people have shares for their monthly spot, which makes it more affordable, but I've had a share before. It's not worth it. It's better just to save your money and have your own space. The one we have is 24/7. We get to come and go as we want. We get to keep our gear in there. We know nobody else is playing on our gear, because when you have a share, you really, really have to trust the other band you're sharing with. We did do a bit of a share for a while, and we shared it with a DJ, which was cool because he actually just split it down the middle. He paid half our rent, but it was just a single guy, and he was doing some DJ stuff, so that was great. So it's now Wednesday night, and I'm heading to a jam that I go to every Wednesday night, and I sing with the house band at a spot called Dantigua. Usually the guys come if they can get off of work. Vasilios usually definitely always comes, but he actually just got some bad news from Greece. His father had a really bad high fever since Sunday, and he was supposed to go out with some friends, and the neighbor he was going out with found him unconscious on the floor. So V is not really in the mood to hang out tonight. He's just staying home and he's waiting on word back from his mom, who's also in Greece. Angel is now working Fashion Week. It's a crazy week this week in New York City, so he probably won't make it tonight, and Manash has school tomorrow. But definitely next Wednesday they're going to be able to come down, and we're going to run our set for our Seattle gig, Carry On 2019, to get our feet wet, playing those songs live. It's just really important to play songs, have a good little dress rehearsal before you play a big show, not just play the songs in rehearsal, because when you play in front of an audience it's always totally different. But I'm on my way to the jam at Antigua. It's on Northern and 85th Ave in Elmhurst, Queens. And if you're ever free, come down. It's an open jam for all musicians. If you play any instruments, you know, come up. And if the house band knows the songs, you're welcome to join in. And yeah, that's where I'm heading now. So I'll get some clips of the jam and we'll talk about the importance of jams in a bit.
Rock and roll de Antigua.
These guys at Antigua for the jam. These rockers. Woo!
Yeah, baby!
Every Wednesday, guys.
Hey, thank you.
So Wednesday was a great day. The jam was awesome. I worked with 6 new musicians I never played with before. We did Nirvana, we did Ozzy. It was amazing. And on Sunday I got another gig. It's a street fair in Astoria, Queens, and the DJ that works this gig, he works at a restaurant there, and they have a whole stage set up, and his boss wants him to do the DJ stuff and invite a live musicians, so we're gonna have instruments. It's gonna be awesome. That's one of the reasons these jams are so important, because you network, you meet so many people locally. And then another one of the bands that I originally had in mind to play with my band Honey Trap at Gussie's in Astoria, they lost their drummer. I mean, drummers in New York are a bitch. We were talking about it the other night, we were joking how many drummers we've been through. Monash is our 7th drummer because we auditioned so many people, and a good drummer is really hard to find in New York. I mean, the Midwest is easier because people have space to have a drum kit, but in New York, everybody lives in an apartment. Nobody can live, you know, and play their drums in their apartments without the neighbors complaining constantly. So the band I wanted to play with us at Gussie's isn't able to because they lost their drummer. They still haven't found one. They'll find out next week if they can, but now I have a backup, a hardcore rock band that can join Honey Trap at Gussie's in October. Mid-October we're gonna be playing there. So these jams are really, really good, and I got to sing some songs that I never sang before, just out of the blue, but I didn't even realize I knew them so well. Red Hot Chili Peppers and Around the World. Somehow I got through that song without knowing the lyrics. I knew them without even realizing I knew them. So at the end of the jam, we also did a jam. You know, we just got together and created music on the spot, which is always such a spectacular event. And it's amazing to see when skilled musicians get together what they're able to create just from nothing and on the spot. It was fantastic, man. It's always a good feeling just to get the energy from other musicians and feed off of each other. And you can, when you've been playing music long enough, you can tell where the music is going. You watch each other for the changes, and it's all about listening to each other and really paying attention to the other musicians on stage. So that's another great thing about these jams, is it really teaches you to pay attention to one another. You're not just up there as a solo musician, you're in a band. You have to pay attention and read and feed off of one another, and the more you're able to do that, and even if somebody messes up, you know, you could have played a song a million times, it doesn't mean you're not going to mess up on stage. This is a live show. There are distractions, there are things on your minds in life, you know, sometimes you get a little absent-minded, shit happens, but if you're tight and you've rehearsed enough and you're paying attention to everybody else in the band, you notice when somebody slips up and right away you cover for them, or they cover for you, God knows. And just the jams are great because you work with strangers and you feed off of strangers. So if you're able to do that, you get super tight with your own band and your own musicians. And this was a wonderful Wednesday. I'm super stoked for next Wednesday. We'll be back and all of Honey Trap will be there. So we're gonna run our Songs for Seattle for Carry On 2019. Hope everybody, all our friends in Seattle can make it. It's an amazing event, and I look forward to being back in Seattle. Last year was the first year we did Carry On 2019 for Chris Cornell on the day, the night before his statue unveiling. And you know, we still miss him. Wearing my shirt tonight. And we super look forward to be back to Seattle next weekend. So it was a great Wednesday. Thank you again for joining us, and I hope you're learning some things from this this bit that I put together. And Jessica Rendon, Honey Trap, and this is the B-side of Rock.
I just came back inside my house from the jam, and I forgot. I took off my boots, and I forgot that I'm wearing my Robin socks tonight.